Morning. Today is the 17th of December, and you thought, lots of you, that the Shambolic shuffles for 2023 were over. Well, I'm here to tell you that not only have they not finished, I've got 3 more to film this year. Hopefully, anyway. But here we are with another one. This is the Pride and Joy vehicle gathering, which happens every few months. Normally it's at a place called the Exbury Club, which is near here. We're near Southampton, but the Exbury Club is basically a waterlogged field at the moment. So this is Hythe, which is another area of Southampton, a little bit further away from there. And we've got lots and lots of things going on, including lots of Christmas carols from an enormous fire engine. So if there are copyright strikes on this video, viewers, then you'll know why it's nothing whatsoever to do with me. First of all, we'll have a look at this 911. My feeling is this is a facelift 996. It's got a personal plate on it. I don't know exactly what year. It'd be a 2000, 2002, something like that. It's a Carrera 4. I have driven one of these actually. It was a Carrera 2 Tiptronic that was a Christmas special in 2022. Yeah, they are enjoyable. We've also got a Series 1 Land Rover over here, with the most enormous aerials known to man. Very unusual, it's got a single letter area code on it as well. I don't know what area that would have been. Say sort of mid-50s, something like that. And then we've got something else here which, wow. I mean, that looks like fun. It's an off-road buggy thing with guns. Brilliant. Never know when you might need something like that. And they've got a midget here. If I look at the information sheet, it will doubtless tell me exactly what year this is. It's a 72. One of these, it's a round arch Mark III. I have driven a Mark III actually. I drove one about 2 years ago. Yes, we'll get to that later, viewers. Still stuff coming in, so we'll continue. Ooh, a Jaguar XK. Very nice. Yes, I'm afraid the music is loud, viewers, and there's nothing I can do about it. I do apologise, it's worse at the Nebworth show in the summer. This is an XKR actually. This is your pre-facelift second generation XKR. Not in 2003, it'd be about 2006, 7, 8, something like that. Ooh, a TVR. I think this is an S2. I always forget on these what the rear lights were taken from. I think it's a Mark IV Ford Escort, but I might be wrong about that. Local plate to the area, actually a Portsmouth registration, although the Portsmouth area, which exists today, is very large. It goes all the way over to sort of places like this, which is on the border of the New Forest, and all the way over to sort of Chichester. So it's a very big registration area. But yeah, I think it's a TVR S2 on a G, so 89 to 90. W30 MR2, facelift 2004. Ooh, it's got a red interior. That's interesting. When I drove actually in 2020, I think it's 2022 I drove it. That was a very early one, in 2000. This is a little bit later than that. Ooh, and a first generation Celica ST 2000 liftback. Wow, this is quite a late one for the first generation Celica. This will be 77, 78. And look, it actually appears in that book there. It's the actual car. I'd really like to have a go at one of these actually at some point. That would be most enjoyable. So some of the stuff no doubt is interest to some people. It's very modern, but we're going to focus on the stuff that's a little bit older. Another MR2. This one's a right-out race or something. Some interesting wheels put on it. It's got the 5-speed or the 6-speed. It's got the 6-speed in this one. I think most of them are actually 5-speed. This is a 6-speed. And then Series 2, I think, Lotus Elise, 2012 to 13. They kept going for such a long time. Still got the old Rover 100 or Metro wing mirrors. Still got the Vauxhall Cavalier Mark III indicator stalks and wiper stalks, things like that. but that's the way that people like them, isn't it? And then Rover P5, this is a P5B, a very early one, 68 on an F. It would be a 68 only actually, because that's when they came out. If I'm wrong, it could be 67, I think it's 68 that came out. I have driven one of these as well. I drove one for the 6,000 subscriber special last summer, which was most enjoyable. And we've got some American stuff here. There's quite a few of these. I'm really bad on American cars because I know nothing about them whatsoever. All trucks. I think this is a Chevy Fleet Side. It'd be sort of early 60s, this thing. I do know what this is though. This is a Triumph TR5, I think, on an F. Have a look at the back, just to make sure. No, it's a TR4A. Gosh, I do apologise, but it'd be a 67 then, because I think the TR5s came in later in 67. They look quite similar to TR5s and TR4As. This is the last of one to the 4-cylinder engine. Frog Eye Sprite with Austin Healey hubcaps on it. Would be before 1961. So you don't get any proper wind down windows or any exterior door handles, because you don't need anything like that, do you? You don't need anything like that. Then very late MGB GT. This is registered in 81 or 82, but it would have been made in 1980. I've driven one of these actually recently. In this area it was actually. It wasn't a GT, it was a standard MGB Roadster. This colour though, and that was quite good fun actually. I drove that earlier this year. BMW Z4, first generation Z4. That's got a Northern Irish plate on it, so I don't know what year that is. It was 2.5. 2.5 I think was the least powerful engine they made for these, but I mean, like, you know, it's still fast enough, isn't it? Then we've got this sort of interesting trike thing.
Sorry, Freddie.
Just being attacked there, viewers. Very enthusiastic little friend there. It's registered in 2007, 2008. I think that's like a Volkswagen engine in there or something. I mean, I don't know how that sort of works. And actually, you drive along and you've got to change gear as well. And you've even got a little stereo control down there. Something a bit more conventional. Now this Beetle is from the mid-70s by the plate, but I think this car is earlier than that. I mean, you've got the sort of smaller rear lamps and things like that, and the steering wheel, which looks older. But as I've been converted to look older, or something else has happened to it. Yeah, we've got this sort of 1960s sort of flat lights in front of it. So those 74, 75, either it's been sort of aged or it was imported, you know, in the 70s. It's actually a 60s one. This one, I think, I'd say that's more likely to be actually what it is, which is a sort of 72, 73. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on these, viewers. Somebody in the comment section below can tell me. Right, on to the next section. That's the Bongo 99. I hope that's a petrol one, viewers. You know, we don't talk about on this channel after many years of saying it. Ooh, TVR. Also want a T. 1999. I think this is a Griffith or something like that. Yes, it's a Griffith 500. It'll be one of the later ones. I think they finished in 2000. Rover 3 litre. This is actually a Mark 1, and I can tell you straight away because of these little bits at the doors. Imagine trying to find a set of those on eBay. That would be very difficult. Yeah, it's a 1960. So one of the early ones that came out in 1958. No power steering, I think, at that time, which would be not much fun. Modern camper van thing, probably got a forbidden fuel engine in it, so we won't talk about that. And then we've got Ford Zephyr Zodiac, an Iota type. This will be actually, what was the information sheet here? Will it actually say? Registered 1955, so one of the later ones, because the Mark II Zodiac was introduced in 1956. It's one of the later of the Iota types. very typically 50s, isn't it? Very sort of austere in a way styling. This is the most adorned version that they made. Very kind of sort of small windows and things like that. And we have, is this a Lomax or something like that, is it? Or it could be in something else. There's loads of these. Yeah, it is a Lomax. Citroen 2CV based. Very festive. Ooh, a Saab 96. This would be a V4 one. They changed to the V4 in the sort of 60s, I think it was. So this is 72, 73. So it'll be a V4 one with the Taunus V4 engine. There we go. Very, very late Mach 6 Fiesta there, 2008 only, I would say. It's a Z-Tech instead. Cobra replica, I don't know what exact kit this is. Oh my gosh, now. Carroll Shelby signature on there. This one, it's got a plate from 2004, 2005 on it, but I mean, who knows? This one's based, I think, on an Austin or something, but this has been quite extensively modified, I think. Yeah, that's a re-registration, I think, actually, on that. So who knows what's lurking beneath. This, I think, probably though, is just a 1600 Mark II Capri. It's a very early one, actually. They came out in 74 on an M. Double A was the plate for Southampton until about 74, so this would have been in the local area all its life, I imagine. 2013 Cobra replica. Gosh, I wouldn't like to try to get in that. It's about an inch off the ground. Crazy. Then we have MG here. Yep. Someone's got a personal plate on. That's a TF160. So it'll have the VVC version of the K series in it. They're made between 2002 and 2005. Unless you're talking about a continuation car, which I don't think this is. So that's sort of roughly in there. Then we've got an R53 Mini Cooper S. That's quite an early one, actually. They came out in 2002. I have driven one of these, actually, and it was fun, that one. Another one of these Mark 6 Fiestas. Think an ST. Ooh, Vectra Elite, Vectra C Elite. That's quite nice. Over to V6 viewers and not the Forbidden Fuel one. Early Mercedes SLK. It would be probably a 230, I think, actually, this one. 97, 98 registration. I think they came out in 96, so it is quite an early one. Yeah, the early ones were all 230s. And then something rather interesting here. This is a 1995 Rover 200 Cabrio, left-hand drive. It would have been imported. It's got the earlier dash in it, so it's not a sort of 96 or later. They produced production of actually these in 1999. So that's an import, but I think, yeah, probably in 95. And it's the 214, so it's the smaller engine one that they made. Ooh, this is interesting, sort of standing out in everything else that's here. 1980 to 1981, Vauxhall Cavalier Mark 1 1600 GL sports hatch. I think we've seen this before, actually, viewers. It does kind of come around to some of the show. This is likely to be one of my favourite cars, actually, here. I absolutely love this. Obviously, just needs a bit of a clean because the roads this year, well, you know, it's what they're like at this time. Mark II Focus ST, I believe. Yep. 6-speed gearbox. It's a free facelift one with the same sort of engine, actually. It's in my Volvo, but this is the what we call Volvo in terms of T5, although they just call it the 2.5 turbo in Ford terms, 5-cylinder engine. As you can see, viewers, I'm hiding myself in here so I don't stand out too much. Volkswagen Scirocco, 2011. Don't know what that other plate's doing in there. interesting. I hope this is not a forbidden fuel one, viewers, because we won't be able to talk about it otherwise. I doubt it is. Oh, whoops, busted. That's better, viewers. 1978-1979 Ford Escort Mark II RS 2000 with Essex plates, so quite possibly supplied by Ford UK themselves. That is, it's most agreeable actually, isn't it? That is very, very agreeable. Facelift one because of the oval badge on the grille, and also another classic. It's like the Professionals over again, isn't it, viewers? Although the car in Professionals was a white one in terms of the Escort, and we never got a 2.8 injection Capri because by the time the show finished production in May 1981, the 2.8 injection wasn't out, still with the 3-litre S's at that stage. 84-85, again, this plate was often used at sort of Salisbury, Bournemouth area OT, but had been a Southampton plate before 1974. This is the 5-speed injection. That's probably a special, and we like that very much, viewers. Volkswagen Corrado, 2-litre 16 valve, 1993-1994 registration. Never heard of Weasel Works before myself. Ooh, spoilers up as well, isn't that nice? I've really been wanting to get hold of the Corrado for review for many, many years, but never quite managed it. Another one of these second generation Jaguar XKRs. See if this is one of the facelift ones, or it's sort of pre-facelift. No, it's not a pre-facelift again. Be around sort of 2008, something like that. Skip this Volkswagen here and go on to the Jaguar XK150. This will be 59, something like that. Drop head coupe. People looking at that one. And then we have 1976 Chevy C20. I hope that's got a petrol engine in it, boys. Otherwise, I shall not be happy. Campus Special. And then saw this a bit earlier on. This sort of early 50s Ford F100 pickup. I don't think that's the original engine in there anymore somehow. I think that's been replaced at some stage, so it produces some enormous amount of horsepower. Yeah, that is. It's not bad, is it? Although we haven't really got a pickup bed at all, so it's not really useful for an awful lot. Also, we have this converted Vauxhall Amiga hearse. This is actually a facelifted one. The plate is a sort of 96, 97, but this is the facelifted Amiga, so it would be after about 99. Yeah, facelift dash and everything in it. That's quite good. I might take a photograph of that for Mr. Coleman, Rubbish Mechanic, who likes drifting long wheelbase Amigas. Another one of these American pickups. 302-inch engine, probably V8. I don't know much about this sort of stuff. Ford F100, 1970-71. This is the custom model. This time we actually got a bed in the back, which is well, not the sort of bed you want to climb into. And then an earlier generation XKR. Ooh, dark green with a cream leather interior. Now that's very tasty, viewers. Facelift one, I think, 2002 to 3. Next to it, something from the 90s. A Chrysler. What Chrysler is this? Short second sides, rocking at the Dolphin. I think we'll be going to that view somehow, but nice to see it anyway. Chrysler LHS. Can't say I know much about these. 95, 96. Actually, we've got more stuff down here as well. Another MR2. Is this like a sort of club down here today or something? Twin exhaust on this one. This has probably got a bit more power than standard. Another one of these TVRs. I didn't know we have 2 TVRs and, you know, ran at the car show in December, but here we are. And then we've probably another Griffer, but another, no, it's a 500 as well. Did they make the Griffin 500 for all that long? Quite possibly. Oh, a 2000 Jaguar S-Type. All viewers, and a very, very nice cream leather interior with wood. If it was beige, it'd be even better, but that'll do, won't it? 2000, that is the 4-litre V8 version as well. Then a modified Ford Popular. Of course, you can't have a car show these days without a modified Ford Popular. Don't know what lies beneath there, but it's not as modified as some of these I've seen, actually. Interesting. Goodness gracious me, viewers. Look at this. Chevy Monte Carlo SS 1985. Look at this condition of this. That is in really, really lovely state. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. I smell it as well. Smell of E5. Amazing. It's from about a million American films from the sort of 80s and 90s seeing things like this. Wonderful. 2018 Abarth 124 Spider with the Martini livery on it. I have driven one of these. It wasn't the Abarth model, it was just normal Fiat model. It was a little bit more comfortable in terms of the suspension, and it was well, it was pretty good, to be honest. Viewers, it's on contingency reviews. Toyota BB. Hello to Tom R666 on Instagram. Can't remember what year this is. I have seen this before, and I forget now. I think it's sort of early to mid 2000s. Proper kind of Japanese domestic market sort of treat that. We've got some more conventional treats here as well, with a couple of cars of the same design. Subaru BRZ here and Toyota GT86, both on personal plates. I don't know what year those are. I have actually had to go with a GR86, which is the successor model to this, although it was one of the least viewed videos of the entire year. This Morris Minor appears to be going somewhere. So a 68-69 two-door. I drove one of those at the Trafalgar Blue actually in 2022. Jaguar XE, but this is the XES model. I have a feeling that's actually on Jaguar press plates as well. They're very, very uncommon, these. You don't see many actually at all. They're still making them, but they don't really make an awful lot of them. So 17. And something else that we've seen before. This is actually the car, this very car, this one here, was the one from the 5,000 subscriber special in February 2022. It's a 1973 Daihatsu 260C, known as the 260C, known as the Cedric in many parts of the world. That was an amazing car. There's no power steering in it, which is a bit crazy. We'll have a look at the interior. Andy Stewart's just over there. We'll have a little chat with him in a second, perhaps. But yeah, you don't see these, and this is in amazing condition as well. I think it's on like 9 of these actually in the country. Also here, this is MGZS 180. It's owned by Scott, if he's around, from Discount MG Rover Spares, DMGRS. He sometimes actually provides some discounts to people who run old MGs and Rovers. I forget the name of this colour. It's a very, very rare colour, monogram colour this. He's done a lot of work to this. I don't think it's actually putting out the sort of 177 horsepower. I think it's a little bit more than that. But yeah, there's lots of other things that he has, but he's decided to take this one today. The company's based quite close to here, so it makes sense that he's come along. There's lots of other things here as well, so we're going to have to keep going in a moment. A bit incongruously, there is a Mark 1 Escort RX Mexico just in this section of the car park. Not something you expect to see every day, but obviously it shows there's tons of these around. 72, 73 on an L. If that is a real Mexico, which it might well be, that is worth an awful lot of money. 2003 Volkswagen Golf Mark 4 V5. That's interesting, isn't it? Don't see an awful lot of those actually. I didn't sell a lot of the V5s. And over here we've got This Civic that keeps turning up. This I think it's an EK Civic. It's not actually, I don't think, that powerful. It just has a lot of modifications. Very max power. I think it's only a 1.4, this one, actually. But yeah, it's a lot of these events in this area. It's I think a 97, 98 on an R. Mark II facelift Volkswagen Polo 1994. We've seen this before. It was at one of the events over at Ampfield earlier this summer. The owner, I think, has commented on the videos and things. It's a very basic one. It's a 4-speed. I think it's a Fox or something like that, or base Polo Coupe. I think they're like 1980s Audi wheels on this or something, from memory. But it's nice to see it there. Whilst I've been away, viewers, some other cars have turned up, such as this side valve Anglia here. It's very typical of a time with Ford Motor Company Limited on the side of it. Very different from the German Fords of the time. Anglia was the 2-door model of this shape. I forget the code for these. And the Prefect was the 4-door. Little van here. Forget if this is an A30 or an A35 van. I should know that, but I'm afraid I can't remember at the moment. But we haven't got the original stuff in here. I mean, we've got different stalks, we've got 5-speed gearbox, we've got different instrument pack in here. This has been quite extensively modified. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something interesting under there, like, I don't know, a 2-litre Ford Zetec R engine or something. Studebaker Avanti, the car that killed the Studebaker company absolutely dead, really, although it had lots and lots of revivals throughout the course of many, many years. We're talking into the sort of 80s, 90s, they may be Avanti under various owners. This, I think, is an original one. Came out in 1962, starred by Raymond Loewy, I think it was. Fascinating car. And then we've got this enormous Bedford TK. We've got another Dodge pickup, I think that is. Bedford TK, this one. 1973-74 on an M, the NX military one. And then a staple of car shows all over the place. A Triumph Stag. This is a Mark II, 1974-75. Is this a manual or an auto? It's auto. They're not 50-50 sort of manual autos, actually, these. And then next to it, we've got another one of these, the side valve Ford. This is a Popular, which was the replacement for the Anglia. They made these alongside the 105E Anglias, and that has had a completely different engine put in it. That looks like a later one of the Ford engines. I can't remember exactly what one that is. I'm not going to say because I don't know. Something I almost missed, actually. This is a Y-plate R50 Mini Cooper. And it's not just a Y-plate R50 Mini Cooper, it's one of the OBL cars. This is one of the pressed cars from 2001. That's remarkable, seeing that. I have driven one of these. It belongs to Mr. Richardson from the Furious Driving Channel. His one's not a press car, it's like a dealer launch car. And that is superb. Got a friendly little line in here. 8990 Peugeot 205 1.9 GTI. There's a little line, I don't know what his name is. Of course, this year is the 40th anniversary of the 205. That's in superb condition, isn't it? That's really nice. Also interesting is this Lexus IS300 Sport Cross. These are very rare. Yeah, typical sort of welding on the sill. I drove an IS200 actually on No Budget Reviews in November. That video's not going up on the channel yet, but it will at some point. But the 300s are actually better than the 200, not because they're more powerful, but because the engine's easier to work on. Sorry about the music, there's nothing I could do about it. 2003 Mini Cooper R53. Prince engine, can't talk about that, I'm afraid, viewers. That's not the best engine. Ooh, hello, a DeLorean. 1981, I think it would be on a W. They only made them 2 model years, 81 and 82. Lovely. Big Dodge Ram thing. Don't know much about them. 1969 to 70. Morris Minor 1000 with the 1.1 engine. 2-door. I don't know what the name of this colour is. I got a bit concerned when I drove that yeah, the brakes were quite bad, and of course they are. They're terrible in the minor. They're all drum. Corvette C4. Imagines of early 90s. Well, that is a personal plate. Little Jimny as well. One of the sort of previous shaped Jimneys. These were in production, and that's the rare automatic version, by the way. They were in production from 1998 to I think 2018. That's a 2015 to 16. So it's with the Euro 6 engine in it, and with a nicer interior and things like that. When I drove actually the first ever episode of No Budget Views, I had a 2004 Jimny, which done really well for some reason. That's on the channel somewhere. It's in front of a Corvette, and then we got a Nissan Cube. For some reason, I quite like these, and I'd like to have a go in one. Never been offered one though. Look at this little flower bits on the back of that one. That's interesting, isn't it? So then we've got it's been W5 series. Let's have a look at the back, viewers, and make sure we can discuss this, because I have a feeling that we might not be able to. Oh no, we can't. It's a 535i. Superb. Yes, viewers. At some point we'll have a go on one of those on the channel, I'm sure. So this is what the 70s Beetles tended to look like before the other ones we soon be modified. 71, 72 on a K, which is very nice. That's a 1302. I don't know what all these different numbers seem to make, because sometimes it was 13 something and the engine was like a 1.5. Let the Chevy truck go. Ooh, one of those brand new Sportages that I drove last year. Not my favourite colour for those, I have to say. Then we've got Focus ST Mark III Facelift Estate. Hopefully that's a petrol one, viewers. Abarth, of course. They made these until 2022. And I've just driven one of these actually. It's a 595C one I drove. This is just a normal 595, whatever the trim level is. There are about 1 million of them. That's a Competizione, so it's quite a powerful one. Oh, Audi R8. TVR is there's another one. Oh my gosh, how many? There's about 1 million of them. Caterham 7 in the kind of classic Lotus colours. 1964 Chevrolet Corvair. Is this a Monza Coupe? I've not seen Corvair for a while. It looks in very nice condition actually. Rear mounted engine. MG Midget took its way out. Has someone put a red top in a Vauxhall Aguila? Certainly this isn't the original spec engine, is it? I have driven one of these, but not for a long time. Another Lexus IS here. This is I don't know actually. Is that the 200 or the 300? Maybe we can look at the back and it'll tell us. So both 6-cylinders. I don't know. Hello to @Bex_Lex on Instagram. What I drove was an auto. This is a manual, and that's been quite extensively modified as this Mini. Yeah, this is 80 to 81 Mini actually originally, but it's had a complete sort of change. I mean, the only thing that's sort of remaining on here is, I don't know, not much. Certainly not the colour, wheels, Arctic standards, interior, engine, all been changed. First generation TT. Yeah, it's not the lower power version. This is one of the higher power ones with twin exhausts. Again, quite heavily modified. That'll be the probably still the 1.8, probably the 225. That one. Mini van with a club and front end, and Probably a 2-litre Honda engine in it, that one, from the Civic Type R, I would have thought. We've seen this before somewhere, I think. So it would have been from 70, 71, but been modified, and a brand new Mach 1 Mustang. Is this supplied by Hendy Performance in Eastleigh? Yes. Yes, it is. 22-23 plate. And then we've got a Golf GTI Mark II 5-door. Before the big bumpers came out, which was about 1990. This is 87, 88 on an E. It's remarkably kind of original, that, actually. I don't know if the graphics on the back of it or the side are, but there we go. And a bay window Volkswagen next to an E-Type. Sort of kind of very, very much staples of classic car shows in this country. I think this looks like a... you're right about this. It's a very late Series 1. I think so, yeah. Series 2s are a little bit different from this. But I could be wrong, actually. Like I often am, but I think it's in Series 1. It'll be a 67 then. As far as this bay window is concerned... Oh, hello. We've got penguins and we've got a railway layout in here. Excellent. Someone's really got into the festive spirit with that, haven't they? What's that, about 79, that one? Right, there is another area up here, which I think we might be able to find some more stuff in. So we'll go up here. And my diligence has been rewarded, viewers. 1977 to 78. Ford Cortina Mark IV. Big sort of air cleaner on top of there. It is the 2-litre GL with the Pinto engine. I have actually got a Mark V Cortina coming on my channel soon. I filmed a review in October, but because I have this enormous sort of back catalogue, that hasn't come out yet. But it will soon, viewers, don't worry. Let's get some Cortina action going on. Ooh, an Alvis. Ooh. 1965 Alvis. Actually, if you look at the front end, it probably be helpful. It'd be like either a T or a TF21. Ooh, and it's got, I think, the...
Mr. Lloyd, how are you?
Hello, sir. It's got the, ooh, a beige leather interior with wood. Very nice. It's either a T or a TF21, this one. I can't remember when the TFs came out. I think it was 65, 66, so it could be either, I suppose. Just found the crowd with the EDM GRS, Mr. Max Overs. Ooh, look at all that wood view. It's an original Motorola radio too. Looks like the area that I've parked in has got more interesting now. Got the C-Class. I've got to be a bit careful about this, viewers, because I heard this come in, and I'm not sure the engine is one we can discuss. Well, no, it's a C220. Okay, quite an early one actually, on an M, so 94, 95. I've driven a couple of these. They're both C200s. The first one was terrible. The second one, which was at the time owned by Amber from 24/7, was very good. Then we've got this rather nice Aston Martin V12 Vantage S. It's not the kind of thing that we normally feature on the channel, but it looks quite agreeable to me, to be honest. It's nice, 6-litre V12. I bet that makes a nice noise. Then we've got one of these Beetles with sort of German-style plate on it, 2002. I hope this is a petrol one, viewers. It's got a little spoiler bracket. It's like an RSI or something, or is it just modified? It's got Porsche wheels on it and things. W203 Mercedes C-Class. One of the most successful videos I've made on my channel in the past 12 months. Was one of these. This is a bit more powerful. It's an AMG. I can't remember if it's a C60, it's a C36 or something, but there we go. W203 2006-7. Morris Minor Traveller. 1970-71, so a very late one. Let's see what the key placement is. The very last one, it's the ignition key on the steering lock. I've still got it in the middle, so not one of the very last ones. Just realised that actually we've got free parking in here, which is good. All viewers. Now we've got some tasty treats over here. More Granada action. In fact, we've got 3 Granadas. We'll have to look at the last one in a second. 1977-78 Ford Granada Mark II. I think it's a 2.8 gear, this one, with 4-speed manual in it. It's a rare spec. We've got later wheels on it for something else. And more Mark II Granada action, which was a facelift on a B, so 1984-85. It'd be quite a late one actually. They were replaced in early 1985 by the Mark III, which are 2.8 injection gear X, and those are Mark III Scorpio Cosworth wheels. A very common swap for the Mark II Granadas. It's much easier to find tyres for them than it is for the something like the TRX wheels that they often came with. And then we've got, I think these are the T25s, these ones, these Volkswagen. They're still air-cooled. I think water-cooled was about 83, and this will be an air-cooled one, so it's 81, 82. And Mr. Brisdian has bought his Mark II Granada as well. This is a early facelift, 2.8 GL automatic. It does need some paint. In fact, it needs a lot of paint. Local plate to the air, a Portsmouth plate actually on this one. If you want to see a review of this car on the channel, I will ask Mr. Brisdian, but just let me know in the comments section below. I think the last one is this Audi A4 Cabrio. That looks nice. I wonder if these are classics now or not. I don't really know. They came out sort of the early 2000s. I hope this has got a petrol engine in it, viewers. It has. So that's nice. Oh, we only got an Audi A2 as well, but I don't think that's someone's bought that as part of the show. NAMX5 or UNOS. It's got original plate on it, a lot of them don't. 92, 93. Let's have a look at the back. Yeah, it's a UNOS, it's got the smaller number plate aperture. So there we go. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like to leave a comment below, and we've probably got more Shambolic shuffles coming up in a couple of days for your viewing pleasure.